G'day team and welcome to Wildtrak Leisure Australia. My name's Tony and we've just left Kalgoorlie heading out to Kardi so we can explore the West Australian goldfields. We've met up with Geoff from Seriously Series and a few of the other team from Wildtrak, including Dave and Karen, are here for the trip. We've got an awesome couple of days lined up, including some gold prospecting and checking out some awesome historical sites and chasing down some of these great stories here in the WA Goldfields. So go get yourself a nice gold one and strap yourselves in. We've got a ripper couple of episodes lined up for you team, and we'll see you when we get to Kardi. G'day team, we're back in the Goldfields and we've come to the historical town of Kardi to meet up with a good friend of mine, Geoff Lewis from Seriously Series TV. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Tony, and we've got a great adventure planned over the next few days.
Now, speaking of adventure, what is in store for myself and the Wildtrak team?
Well, we're going to start here where it all kicked off in 1892, here in Kardi on the western side of the Goldfields, and we're going to push right up over to the eastern fringe. And who knows, we just might find one of those elusive gold nuggets.
Now, I definitely like the sound of a couple of gold nuggets out there, and it sounds like a lot of people came here to find their fame and fortune. So I reckon we jump in the rigs and hit the road, mate, because there's definitely going to be a gold nugget with my name on it. Let's go. Now, I tell you what, Geoff, Kardi is an absolutely stunning goldfields town. But can you tell me, why are these roads so wide?
Well, that's a good question, Tony. The reason why the streets are so wide here in Kardi and also in Kalgoorlie is because of the camel trains that used to come out here. The streets are wide enough that you can actually turn a camel train around on them.
So these old towns and their layout all has to do with how it was back in the day.
Spot on, Tony, because camels were the method of transport back then.
Geoff has spent years working and exploring in the goldfields. Local knowledge from passionate enthusiasts like Geoff is invaluable, and he's going to take us to some amazing spots and teach us some rich history about this spectacular area. All right, we're finally off the main drag, Dave, and we're into the tracks. What do you reckon?
Mate, this is excellent. Looking forward to this hill climb. Put the Jimny through their paces again. Starting to just get a little bit more gnarly now, actually.
Yeah, I've had to flick down to low just to make sure we've got plenty of traction, plenty of stability.
That's right. I don't think too many characters come up these tracks.
We go. Up we go. Up we go. Oh, go Jimny. Now we're almost at the top of the mountain, and I tell you what, this view is absolutely spectacular. You can see all the way to the horizon in every direction. This is bloody special, this is. Wowee. G'day team, Tony here, and introducing the Base 300 multi-function light. Now I'm pretty excited for this one because it's actually going to be replacing a lot of the portable lights that I use around the campsite and the vehicle. And the reason for that, it's got heaps of functions. And the first being, it's magnetically mountable. That means that you can move it anywhere around the vehicle, and it's actually going to replace the working lights that you'd normally have hardwired to the vehicle. And if you need to walk away from the campsite, you just grab it and then you can use the flashlight. Now, speaking of the flashlight, let's talk about some of those lighting functions. So first off, you've got 3 levels of white brightness. This is really good to have over your cooking area so you can see everything nice and clear. You've got your red flashing light. That's perfect for those emergency situations or even marking out a trail for your friends. And then you've got the orange light. And this is the one that I'll be using the most around the campsite because that's the one that keeps all the mozzies away, but it's also got a nice mood lighting to it. But it's also IP65 rated, so it is durable enough to be left out in the rain overnight. And it's USB chargeable with a USB-C fast charging port to charge the light up itself and a standard USB to charge your phone or other USB devices. Now the build quality is amazing, they're super durable and they're so versatile. I reckon I'll be running 3 around the campsite and that's going to cover all of my lighting needs. Now they also have this awesome little pouch that keeps them scratch free, and you can find these and other lights at wildtrak.com.au or your local stockist. Okay team, that track on the way up was absolutely fantastic. So much fun in the Jimny. And I tell you what, Geoff, this is why I love four-wheel driving, mate. Totally. Gets us up to some amazing places like this. Now, we're at the top of Mount Burgess, and would you have a look at that view? It does not disappoint. So Geoff, can you tell us a little bit about this amazing land feature?
Yeah, certainly. Well, as you say, we're on top of Mount Burgess, which is actually, as you can see from our surrounds, one of the most prominent features and highest features in the landscape here. So we've got unspoilt views all the way to the horizon. And the story behind Mount Burgess is actually quite interesting, Tony. I think last year you were at a place called Siberia, north of here?
Yeah, we passed through on our Ghost Towns of the Goldfields tour, and when we went through Siberia, we didn't see much. But once we got the drone up and we could have a look from the air, then you could see a lot of the old footings of the old buildings that would have actually been there in the past.
And it's amazing to think that a town was actually there.
Oh, like driving through now, can't really say
couldn't
anything
imagine
at all. That's right.
But when Siberia was first discovered, prospectors slowly made their way from Coolgardie heading north, and when they found Siberia, they thought they hit the motherlode. There was so much gold there to be found. But the gold fever got to them. And as the months went on, the heat came in, it got hotter and hotter, there wasn't a permanent water source there, and there was rumours coming back to Coolgardie of these prospectors going mad from dehydration.
Not ideal at all.
No, not ideal at all, you know. And so what they did to help these stricken prospectors get back to Coolgardie and the safety of Coolgardie is they actually lit a beacon fire on top of this mountain. So then they could actually orientate themselves and go, right, that's where we need to go to get back to Coolgardie, that's where we can get to safety, and that's where we can live for another day.
Now you can see why they would have chosen Mount Burgess for something like that, because it has unimpeded line of sight pretty much for a 360 vista all the way around.
100%.
All right, now, what is the plan for the rest of today?
Well, Tony, we're going to get back down off this mountain, hopefully safe and sound, and we're going to continue further north and go to a little place called Kunanalling, where there's the ruins of a pub. Now, when they built the pub, the story goes that there was a gold nugget in one of the stones. And I don't know, maybe it's still there. We'll have to find out.
Well, let's go, because I'm pretty keen to see this pub with a magical gold nugget in one of its bricks, so let's have a look. So Geoff, we're here at Kunanalling Pub and it looks like it's definitely seen better days, and I don't think that it's actually served a beer in a while.
I think you're right, Tony. And one of the things that isn't here, sadly, is that gold nugget we were talking about earlier.
Mate, I'm devastated. I was fully expecting to see a big chunk of gold sitting in the bricks, but unfortunately it's not there. But I'm pretty sure there's still a nugget out there with my name on it.
Oh, definitely. And we've still got a lot of miles to make across the goldfields too. But even though the nugget itself is really interesting in regards to the pub, we've got to take a step back and actually look at it as being a stone structure. This is something that's really quite unusual here in the goldfields, and it really shows the optimism of the people who would have built the pub back in the day. Because within 10 years, 15 years of building the pub, Kunanalling as a town basically shrunk, declined, disappeared, and the materials that were left here in the ghost town were then moved up the way to build the next town.
And something else that's in decline, Geoff, is our sunlight, so it's time to go make camp. But make sure you tune in next time as we continue to seek our fame and fortune in this Goldfields adventure. See you then.